So I joined the Cub Scouts, or the Jungvolk, which means young folk. They found out my name was Levy, Jews, and so Jewish, and so they kicked me out. They said, we don't want Jews. So that was the first thing I noticed there was something wrong. At night, I heard people sing a song outside our house. We will kill all the Jews and things like that. I heard that. My father had a business, and the business was right in the building. He sold that house but he was forced to sell it because some big Nazi wanted it. And so he did get some money for it, but he lost a lot of money too, because I can remember there were people standing around the corner in line to get stuff from the store. And I don't think he ever got anything paid for that. We ended up in what they call a Jew house. And that's when really the trouble started on Kristallnacht. We were there in Kristallnacht. The mothers, the ladies, they were all crying, and I said, what's going on? And so my mother told me that they had come in the middle of the night and took all the men. I only know about my father and my Uncle Ludwig. There was no war going on or anything. They didn't really know what to do with the Jewish people or anything. So they released all those Jewish men. And my father was on a stretcher, and my Uncle Ludwig, he was walking, and they brought him back to where we were living, in this Jew house. Couldn't walk. His both legs were frozen. They probably had him standing in the snow or something. They put him in a hospital, in a Catholic hospital. And then my mother and I and my sister went to visit him 2 or 3 times, and then he died right away. Uncle Ludwig, he didn't go to the hospital, but he was upstairs in bed, and he died even before my father. He died on New Year's Day. I remember they found him dead. I consider that kind of an end of a period in my life. Like, now comes a new version of the same story. In February of 1939, when I was going on 9 years old, and my sister was 4, my mother put us on a train, and we went to the Netherlands. And my mother said, I'll come soon, and we'll be together, and I never saw her again. In 1940, Germany attacked the Netherlands. They took us to the first camp, pretty bad camp. They killed a lot of people there, but you don't know that much about it because it was in the Netherlands. After 2 or 3 months, we were put on a train to Bergen-Belsen. And when we got to Bergen-Belsen, that was a real concentration camp, but they had a lot of different people there. They had Russian soldiers, prisoners of war, all kinds. And this was a big place, and if there was one person off, everybody stood out there for hours and hours and hours in the cold or in the summertime, and people would just die right there. And then we would haul them over to the side, and then by the end of the week or 2 weeks, I don't know, there would be like a whole pile of dead people, naked bodies. The new commandant came, and he decided that we had to go. And we were on that train for 13 days. 500 of those people died in 13 days. We just let them lay on the side, and then sometimes buried them. Then we went through Berlin, and the train opened in Berlin. Every building, it's like if you look there, everything looked like ruins. German officer or something came and looked at us, and he yelled actually at me. He says, "Wir siegen, wir siegen," which means we're winning. But the whole place looked like it was bombed out. Everybody knew. A child of 5 would know they weren't winning. Then we got back on the train, and then after 13 days on the train, I woke up in the morning, or some woman yelled, "We're free, we're free." And I looked out, and there were the Russian soldiers. And they had liberated the train. We went in the Russian sector, and from the Russian sector we went to the American sector. Very hard to get used to everything. I was still like this, you know. And we stayed there a couple of months. So then we stayed in the Netherlands for another 2 years. This was 1945, and in 1947 my uncle sent for us here in Chicago, and that's it, and here I am. Anti-Semitism was a big thing in my life, and one time When we first came here in 1947, we drove into Wisconsin, had reservations in this place. My uncle said, we can't go there. I said, why not? And he said there was a sign. I said, what does it say? I couldn't read English then. He says, no Jews allowed. That scared me so bad when he said that. That's why I changed my name to Mueller, which was his name, and never said anything to anyone. I didn't want any more part of it until later. My kids insisted that I write this book, which took me two years to convince, and then another 2 years to do it. I don't want to be a special person. I just want to be here like everybody else, because I want to be just a regular guy. I'm happy that my wife and I were married 61 years, and that's a good thing, and I hope it's going to last some more. I mean, we're in a good place now. Everything else is nice here. The food's good. They have that sense of community, and they have a lot of things that you can do. I have friends here, acquaintances, and I get along with them, and we talk and laugh, and especially at lunchtime and stuff. And it's a nice place, it's a good place. I always had a positive outlook, even in the camp. I knew I was going to get out of Bergen-Belsen. I wasn't thinking, ooh, I might die and all that. All I had to do was hang on, and we're going to get out soon. I'm glad I'm here.